What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing. Wow.
Welcome back to the NECC. Next up tonight, we've got a battle of giants here in the Champions Division. The wild Western Conference gets a little bit wilder as the undefeated Alabama Crimson will be taking on the 3-1 Lincoln Land Community College Loggers. My name is Nelhad. My name's Ethan, probably better known as Nelhad. I'm joined by Lars. I'm living a double life here. It's easy to mix them up.
Yeah, it's easy to get scrambled and back and forth. But like you said, we've got some very exciting Rocket League action coming up for you here. You said undefeated Alabama Crimson, and you are right. In the 3 weeks they've played so far, they have dropped, count them, 1 game to Northern Kentucky. On the other side of the ball, like you said, Lincoln Land Community College, they are 2-1. Those 2 victories that they had were sweeps over Fresno State Blue and Bethel, and then they dropped to Alabama Huntsville 1-3. Alabama, just a powerhouse this season.
What a state, by the way. I appreciate you said count to 1. That's the math that is in my wheelhouse here. They've only dropped 1 game on the other half. I mean, Lincoln Land, as you said, 2 sweeps. They've only dropped 3, despite having an L there in the column. It's been a pretty impressive season to date, and we're going to see if they can kind of right the wrongs of their last trip to Alabama. We'll see if Crimson proves to be a tougher task than Huntsville was for them. Either way, the Loggers look to get back on track after their first loss of the year, Lars. My question is, what is the mentality going up against an undefeated opponent, especially coming off of a loss?
I think you have to come into it with confidence. We talk a lot about this. I know even in week 1, we saw some absolute banger series, and we get into those post-game interviews with some very high-time, very high-skill players, and the answer to every single question we had about how do you get to this level, how do you find success at this level, across every series that we interviewed players was the mental game. It's all in the mental game. So as you come into this series, it's going to be super heavily based on how much confidence you can bring to it. Yeah, Alabama Crimson is probably the best team in the league right now for the Champions Division, but that doesn't mean they're infallible. If you are Lincoln Land Community College, you have to come in thinking, we have this. You got to come in with confidence. You have to come in with aggression. You can't let the mental game get you down and out.
Infallible indeed. That is a word that you can take to the bank and cash it in later for some amount of money. That's got to be good for something. But absolutely, I 100% agree. Rocket League, like a lot of these sports in my mind, boil down to the mental game. We know all these players are very talented. We know they're at the top of their craft. I mean, heck, this is the top division in the NECC. We know they're bringing that heat every single night. What's different to me is the mental game. We talked about Lincoln Land. They have to overcome the fact that they're going up against the best team. That does something to you up here. They're coming off a loss. That does something to you up here. But on the other side of the ball, Alabama Crimson, listen, if you are undefeated, there is some amount of nerves that go into that as we are getting underway here in game number 1. There is some amount of nerves in trying to keep that perfect record alive, and we will see how those nerves play in as they get a solid look here right off the bat. There is Becky playing a bit of defense above the goal. They can't quite find the clear there. Bucking Wonders coming in. Can't quite find the look they were looking for either, Lars.
Well, real quick, running on the teams here, Alabama Crimson, represented by Buck, Wonders, and Schmerier, LLCC, Lincoln Land Community College, Get Over, Becky, and Slothish represent these teams. And 30 seconds gone, a little bit of back and forth, and so far, no big, strong advantage either way.
The only strong advantage I see are in the usernames. Wonder, Becky, fantastic stuff going on here as they come in, trying to find a goal right there. Can't quite get a go. Buck there with some solid defense, but there is Becky trying to keep a possession alive here. Buck, ooh, some solid play in the midfield, and Get Over has a look at goal right here, and we'll get it to go. Oh my goodness, with the demo to boot.
Wow, is Get Over a big ones player? Because that is a dirty ones play. Up and over the top. A great little air dribble to get that one bar down in the net. But the demo to clear the one defender. That's a statement to open up this series.
Loggers, poggers, indeed. They are up 1-0, and Wonders has to save a goal right there. Would have been 2-0 in a hurry. Lincoln has come out on fire here tonight. Their offense is looking great. UA Crimson scrambling a little bit here. Wonders not getting the contact they would like. Becky missing that one right there. Buck, little bit of sloppy play here in the midfield. They finally find something, but Sloth right there to clean it up. Becky not gonna win that 50. There is Buck. Can Crimson find something here? Doesn't look likely. Get over, plays that one out of the corner well.
We're seeing a little bit more control play develop here as time goes on, but there's another one. Looking for that bump play to tuck that one in, and a huge recovery out of Alabama Crimson keeps this in. We are, Ethan, less than 2 minutes into this series with only one goal, but it's already got my heart rate through the roof.
I cannot handle it. Oh, hold on just a second. Don't even let me talk real quick. That one going just wide right there. Me, oh my. Becky trying to clear that one. There is Buck, a solid touch off the side wall. Becky can't find anything right there. Got to be very careful on defense right there. Get over, able to do it successfully. Now playing it into the corner. Can they find something on offense? Becky, solid center. There's the bounce. Going to be wide and cleaned up right there. Becky can't find anything either.
It's interesting so far here. I would have liked to have seen Lincoln Land put on the gas just a little bit more. They got a good start to this series and definitely felt like Alabama was a little bit shook. A couple of defensive miscues, a couple of feels, flips, and just awkward positioning opportunities that could have resulted in goals, but Alabama Crimson, such a solid team. They've already settled that down. They've regained their mental composure. Now they're coming back the other way. Lincoln Land, if they lose this game, are going to be kicking themselves for not running away with it when they had that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Had the chance, but didn't quite seize it. Didn't put their foot down on the gas pedal right there. Get over. Playing a solid bit of defense here. Looked like an open goal for a second, but collapsing back on defense there. They will save it. Becky on the other end playing it out of the corner. Crimson, they have some okay looks. First of all, it's messed me up that Crimson are blue. Bama being blue is messed me up. But they've had some solid looks. They just aren't able to convert on said looks. I'm looking to see if down the stretch they can just find a bottom right-hand corner of the goal.
You know they're dangerous. I'm going to touch real quick on that blue comment. If it helps at all, last week we were casting Fresno State blue, and they were in the orange team. So
no.
It happens. It's back and forth. But here it is. Crimson with an opportunity off the crossbar. That was touched away. Follow-up opportunity blocked by Slothish. And now a 2-on-1. Becky scrambling back, trying to get there and get over. Doesn't get over that ball. That is Buck to the far post to tie this back up.
Buck with some beautiful touch right here. Oh, just enough. Get over, unable to get over that ball. Can't quite get anything on that one for the save. We will be knotted up at 1 apiece. 1:20 on the clock. UA Crimson, Lincoln, they are knotted up here once again. A battle in the wild, wild west. Wonders. Oh my gosh, get over the bottom right-hand corner there.
Wow, this is opportunities back the other way. Both teams absolutely deadly when it comes down to putting strikes on the net. You need to keep this ball clear of the shooting lane. Don't allow these attacks to develop because on both sides of the ball, they are very capable of putting one home if you just give them a little bit of a crack in the armor.
Yeah, absolutely. As we said, very high skill ceiling here between all these players. You can't let up even for a second on defense. They will find the weakness. They will find the goal. And here's Becky trying to find something. Can't quite get on track there. Double commit. Ooh, Buck able to dribble that one into the corner right there. But here comes the Loggers. They found a little bit of offensive success. There's Becky trying to keep the possession alive. They've looked good here. 30 seconds on the clock. Now just 20 to go. This one is looking like it may be headed to overtime. Oh, Becky, let me hold my tongue right there. The Loggers will go up 2-1 on a blown defensive assignment. Beautiful pass from Get Over.
It's not over, Ethan. 16 seconds is more than enough for Alabama to come back and strike. You know they've only dropped one game so far this season, and I doubt they're ready to drop another one. But that's a beautiful high awareness play out of Lincoln Loggers, getting upfield for that one now. 10 seconds remaining, and here's the attack from Crimson. That's off the post, and they just can't quite find it now. 5 seconds on the clock. Schmarier needs to turn this one back. Wonders up over the top. Get Over, just trying to play it down. That's up to the mid, and that should be another one for Lincoln Loggers.
Oh,
wow.
Loggers, poggers there. They give the Crimson just their second game loss of the year through 3 weeks, and what is now the 4th week. Oh my goodness, Lincoln Land Community College absolutely getting it done. Lars, what are your big takeaways from what the Loggers did there in game number 1?
Big takeaways. One, Lincoln Loggers are no slouch. Do not sleep on them. They're not coming in undefeated like Alabama Crimson, and Alabama Crimson's had a good season so far. They've gone up against some very solid opponents, but Lincoln Loggers with a statement in game number 1. That first goal with that demo to clear the net is exactly what they needed to open up this series. Say, like we talked about, coming mentally, hey, we have confidence. We can take you down. And a big goal to open that up. And now almost that half a second left on the clock, and this is a 3-1 victory to Lincoln Loggers. Crimson, on the other hand, did a great job getting a look on Lincoln Loggers' net. They got very, very solid opportunities that just kind of desperation saves kept Lincoln Loggers in the lead here. If you are Lincoln Loggers, don't allow those opportunities to develop. Don't let Crimson into the shooting lane because you know they're going to punish it.
Yeah, 2-1 final score there. A little bit low scoring comparatively to the games that we've seen earlier today, but I think that's just indicative of how solidly built these teams are, how skilled these teams are that are at the top of their craft as we're getting in here into game number 2. The Loggers up 1 game here on the Crimson Tide. Good action here early on. Oh, open goal. Becky got to get over there to rotate. Snakes it at the last second. Nearly a massive mistake here early on, but they are able to salvage. Wonders playing this one out of the corner. Bit of a play off the wall, trying to pass it. Can't quite get the center. Get over, getting back on defense, and Becky is able to play this one out of the corner. Buck, solid look on goal, but there is the defense.
Yeah, Lincoln Loggers have been very solid. I know I said a little bit of kind of desperation. There's one. Schmerrier with the double touch off the crossbar to open up. We'll come back to that.
Wow. Look at this pass. Buck, Schmerrier, lays it in right there. Absolutely dirty double tap. Waterfall that one in right off the top of the goal, Lars.
I do want to point out real quick, we were just talking about how you need to keep that shooting lane clear, and Lincoln Loggers, that opportunity came off of sending one high over the mid in front of their own net. That's exactly what they don't need to have happen going forward. And as the ball ends up on Crimson attack yet again, and they failing to get this one clear, I need to see them get a little bit of breathing room, or this could be Crimson's game.
Yeah, could be Crimson's game indeed. That early goal looking good. Ooh, Becky right there to clean that one up. Looking a little sloppy out the gates here is Lincoln Land Community College. They've got to clean it up and clean it up in a hurry. Gets that touch into the corner. Not the best use of what looked like a solid opportunity, but sneaking it right by them there. Becky trying to find something on offense here. Can't quite get the center. Here comes the cavalry for the Loggers. Can't get it to go there either.
I like to see these good midfield challenges developing out of these teams. They're doing a great job of, when they can, trying to keep this ball contained, repeat these attacks. It's one place where you're going to find advantages is you get the quick transitions and then the established offensive rotations. Get down there and wear that defense down, starve them a boost, and it just becomes tiring mentally. You get exhausted, and eventually that defense breaks down if they can't find breathing room.
Yeah, breaks down indeed, pressure burst pipes, and right now they are just sending a whole lot of pressure through those pipes. Not able to find the angle there. Wonders trying to clear this one. Crimson holding on to their 1-point lead at the moment, but the Loggers are threatening with balls like that. They just can't quite find the follow through there. Trying to set something up. Oh, feels backflip there from Slothish in the center field. Can't get it to go, but nonetheless the Loggers stay on attack. Good, solid bit of defense there from Crimson, playing it into the corner.
Talked a little bit how Alabama Crimson was finding that defensive, or excuse me, that offensive pressure, and there it is again. Buck with the second, just shy of halfway into this game. And Ethan, next time you throw to me, can you please do so when we're not about to have a goal? Because, oh boy, unless it's just Alabama listening in and saying, hey, we don't really like that Lars guy, so we just go ahead and shut him up. What are your thoughts?
Alabama's saying, hey, toss it to Lars Moore. That's where they find their magic. Absolutely, they're A-okay with that. Becky trying to salvage something. They trail 2 points right now, 2 goals, excuse me, not able to find the success here in game number 2 that they had in game number 1. Came out with a lot of fire, but this is the Crimson team that we expected to see here, Lars. They are playing up to their name.
Up to their name and up to their reputation, doing a great job so far of controlling a lot of this game, but it hasn't been without fail. They've done a really good job, Lincoln Loggers that is, of getting the ball downfield. Here's one up in front of the net, but just too high. An opportunity off the post. They need to get the follow team bump, but it doesn't matter. Slothis finds this one, and the curse continues, Ethan, with those throws.
The curse continues indeed. The handoffs leading to goals. Wonders there also in on that goal. Looking very, very solid. Crimson trying to hold on here. Now up just 1 in game number 2. And that are the Loggers that we saw in game number. Solid bit of air dribbling. They're looking for an opportunity at goal. They aren't quite going to get it. Crimson trying to clear it here. Oh, goodness. They could have something here. Becky getting back on defense. Able to interrupt it just enough. Oh, get over. Able to clear that one into the corner, but the Crimson say not so fast. Trying to keep this possession alive. An errant ball gets behind the defense there. The Crimson able to handle it pretty timely.
Crimson is continuing to look solid in the offensive end. Again, I think the note here, I've already said it once and I'll say it again, is they aren't keeping this completely locked down. However, it's within 1 goal. Lincoln Loggers, we know, is capable of quick transition plays to score opportunities. You allow them to strike back in this next 60 seconds, then you really need to get control of this game. Take away that opportunity to make a comeback. Speaking of which, almost Slothish finding a second.
Almost finding a second indeed right here. And yeah, the Loggers got to move here, and they have to move in a hurry. The Crimson aren't budging, excuse me. You have to just pick your shot and go all in on it. Trying to get in there. Oh my gosh, get over. What a tremendous, tremendous save. And that's going to keep them alive here. They may have an opportunity, may have a look at goal, but there is Wonder. Solid bit of defense. Getting back, they do find a save. 30 seconds on the clock, Lars.
30 seconds to keep their hopes alive. 20 seconds now. And Crimson has control of this ball, keeping it close. More than happy to let the clock run down. Getting one more shooting opportunity. Touch over back by the top. Touch over by Get Over. Now Buck happy to collect this in the corner and just burn some time. As this clock ticks down, Crimson continues to maintain control. And I think that's the nail in the coffin. 3 seconds, not enough to score 2 more.
Not enough indeed. Beautiful piece of offense there from Crimson. Unable to get the save. Get over. Can't get over in time, and that will most likely be the wraps on game 2. The Loggers falling to the Crimson Tide, evening up this series at 1 apiece. And what a series it has been so far. We had that fantastic game 1. The Loggers getting it done, coming out, shocking us a little bit. And this is the Crimson team that we expected to see without a doubt, Lars.
Yeah, but I do want to point out real quick, though, they only won this game by 2 goals. The last one kind of coming at the last second with Lincoln Loggers pretty desperate to push that ball out. And that's one of the things that happens when you're being offensive, when you're down at the end of a game like that. It forces you to be more aggressive offensively, to play your players a little bit more upfield. And it puts you at a disadvantage because you can't be as conservative defensively. You're more prone to getting beat over the top. But the flip side of that is if you can secure that lead, the number I like to say is about 90 seconds left in the game. If you have a good solid lead, it puts your opponent in that position and allows you to just kind of control the rest of the game. Crimson had a lead, not by as much as I would have liked to see them if they want to put these away, because like I said, Lincoln Loggers, very, very capable team, but they had that lead going to that last minute, and we saw exactly what happens. Puts Lincoln Loggers offensively minded and makes them vulnerable in the defensive end.
Yeah, vulnerable indeed. That's exactly correct. Like you're saying, that's a good rule. 90 seconds on the clock, having the lead. The other team just has to play different. There's nothing they can really choose to do about it but speed up their gameplay a little bit, try to make something happen. You're forcing them to attack instead of react, and that's just not where they want to be, not on even footing, and that's exactly where Crimson wants this Loggers team. What are you saying here going into game number 3 if you're on the Loggers team chat? If you've just held that L after the big game 1 win, trying to beat this absolutely very talented Alabama team?
If you are the Loggers, you want to secure this game early. You want to get out in the front and you want to run away with it, really make a statement back the other way saying, hey, game 2 is a fluke. We have secured this game.
Yeah, I completely agree. Oh my goodness, a solid save right there is part of getting out ahead early, is making sure that you don't get behind early. That save going to be vital here. Slawfish unable to find anything right there. Here come the Crimson Tide trying to center the ball. They can't quite get it. Good swarming defense from the Loggers. Here's Becky. Ooh, solid takeaway right there. Becky trying to recover, played in the corner. Not going to matter. The Loggers are able to clear the ball.
Loggers doing a good job so far of meeting Alabama in the midfield, and with every challenge, they're keeping Alabama from shooting opportunities. But here's one in front of the net. This needs to be touched away. Loggers get over, be able to get this one out to Sloth and bringing this back down the field. This is one of the places we've seen the Loggers do a really, really good job, is in those quick transition plays upfield.
Yeah, and they had a solid look there, but good bump from the Crimson coming through. Alabama able to hang on. Becky in that 1v1 situation, able to take the ball away. Solid bit of defense right there. Slawfish. Oh, Becky coming in out of absolutely nowhere. Oh my gosh, Buck, big save right there as well. Good stuff coming through from Bama.
So far, though, I want to point out the Loggers, as you know, we have solved the problem of how do you figure out who's been on attack more throughout the game. So far, Loggers have done a better job. They've got about double the amount of time in the blue end that Crimson has down in the orange end. And if you are Alabama Crimson, like we said in game number 1, that's exhausting to be on the defensive back foot like that. You need to get some breathing room. Speaking of which, Durr's looking for that one off the wall. And this one out to the post. Can't be missing these open net opportunities, even if you're Crimson.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to make sure that you make the most of each opportunity. Becky gets it in there. Buck unable to get back in time, and that is going to be a big goal for the Lincoln Land Community College Loggers off the bat here. Starting up 1 goal to none, Lars. That was your big key for them. They had to get out and get out early.
Well, we're just over 2 minutes gone in game number 3 here. Lincoln Loggers, the Loggers have the advantage here. And now they're looking to extend it out a little bit, but we know Crimson's so deadly in front of the net. 1 goal, to me, there's no safety in that. You need to get a little bit more of an advantage here going forward and really, really secure your dominance. But like I said, looking at the numbers here, well over double the time on attack. This is a good look for the Loggers.
Good look for the Loggers indeed, and we did see that they finally converted on all that possession time that they are having on the opponent's half. The Crimson have to do something in the midfield here to figure out a way to get it out of their half. Right now, they are just hemorrhaging goal opportunities, and the Loggers are just saying, thank you very much. We'll take that. Another good look. Becky in the top right. Wow, what a shot that was.
I love these connections we're seeing out of the Loggers. They're so quick to take a breakout opportunity of the Crimson, have a player leaked upfield, jump one of those passing lanes, and send it right back on a pass of their own upfield. And it seems like it's been every single time it's Becky on the receiving end of that pass who does an excellent job of touching that one home on the net. And now 2 minutes remain, advantage to the Loggers, but here's Crimson looking for one. Sloth able to get that one clear.
Wow. Slawfish just absolutely stealing hearts out there with that save. That one hurt. Oh, Buck, solid piece of dribbling, but can't quite find the conversion there for the goal. Slawfish trying to clear out of the corner right here. Can't find it. Crimson, this might be one of their better offensive possessions they are finding here on the opponent's half. Good center right there, and wonders will not be denied.
This is exactly what I've mentioned. If Crimson gets the ball into the mid, they are so deadly they can find these opportunities. They also take advantage here of the Loggers a little bit awkwardly positioned. They didn't have someone settled in the defensive rotation. Crimson's able to take advantage of that one and punish, keeping this lead down within 1 at that 90-second mark. Now, this is going to be, I feel like, despite the scoreline, next goal wins. If Alabama Crimson scores, they get the momentum they need to take this game away. The Loggers score, they put this out of reach.
Yeah, absolutely does feel like that. Bama building a bit of momentum right here, but the Loggers, as you said, still do have lead. Hey, know, if the Loggers had it their way, I'm sure they would just rather nobody scores for the remainder of the match right here, as they do find a solid opportunity. A goal! Bottom left, get over, trying to put this game away. Absolutely beautiful team play. Once again, Slothish, look at the pass, get over, says, thank you very much.
One of my favorite ways to attack the net is to not attack the net. You see it exactly right there. Hitting that back wall, forcing a response out of the defense and popping it out in front of the net allows your teammate to come up, gets a good pass out to center, and there's one less defender at least out in front of the net. But here's coming back the other way, Sloth. That is going to be very dangerous, but it's off the post, just a miss. Becky, of course. Who else but Becky?
Becky with their third goal of the game, if I'm not mistaken. A clean hat trick right there. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. The defense can't rotate over fast enough. A mistake on the opposite end for Bama gives birth to another goal for Becky, and the Loggers are just running away with it.
Now up by 3 goals with less than 40 seconds remaining. We need to see something out of Alabama Crimson in the next 10 seconds or so, or I think this game is out of their reach. There's an opportunity, but it's put wide. You're Alabama Crimson. You're going to be kicking yourselves for some of these missed opportunities. Lots of shots that had lots of open net to shoot at end up going really into that right corner specifically, just wide of the net.
Yeah, absolutely wide of the net. This game looking out of reach for Bama. You know what, Lars? Call the HVAC dude, because I am feeling like a big fan right now of the Loggers. Oh my goodness, this team has got me feeling some kind of way here in the booth.
Wow, the Loggers putting up 200% more losses to the Crimson than the Crimson have suffered this entire season. Crimson looking to get one more for the road, carry some momentum into this next game, and Sloth has completely given up on game number 3. But now we go to match point in favor of the Loggers. This is a great showing coming into this one. You've taken the top team, arguably the top team in the league, and now you've put them on notice on match point. One more to the Loggers, and we're done without even going to game 5.
Yeah, there's an upset brewing out in the West tonight, Lars. The Crimson Tide just aren't able to handle the Loggers so far tonight. But once again, we know how talented this Alabama team is. If anyone was going to rattle off 2 straight wins, man, coming in tonight, I would say it would be them. So the Loggers can't let up one bit. They have to duct tape their foot to that gas pedal, throw the brake out the side door, and just cruise on to this victory. There's no other way in my mind. It's kind of like you said, next goal won earlier in the game because of the momentum. Man, in my mind, if Bama can rattle off a win here, it's going to be tough to deny them in that game 5.
Yeah, well, as fellow caster Leachy loves to say, game number 4 is where you find out what teams are made of. Right now, the Loggers, this is their series to lose. If they let off the gas, just like you said, you can't rest on your laurels. If they let off the gas, Alabama Crimson's going to have no problem jumping back into this game, getting right on top of them and trying to take advantage of that. On the flip side, Alabama Crimson, you can't let it get you down. You're on match point. It's a kind of a panicky desperation situation for those that aren't calm, cool, and collected, though. Crimson, high talent team. They should be okay. Let's see. Can they overcome the mental game and force a game number 5?
Yeah, in a situation they haven't been in before, right? These 2 losses so far tonight, double their amount of losses across the rest of the season today. That 1 loss coming against Northern Kentucky. So not a position that they are really used to being in. Be interested to see how they can deal with this adversity here, Lars.
Adversity, like you said, the first time they've had to face this season, but we are still relatively early. I mean, week 4, we haven't had tons and tons of history to work off of. Get over pass to the center. Sloth looking for it. Pushed away by Buck. Becky's going to contain this at the midfield. But as the time ticks away here, that's an open net opportunity for Get Over. And once again, the Loggers find a lead.
Once again, the Loggers do find a lead, and they are out here in a potentially clinching game number 4. What a statement win this would be for them tonight as they try to put the finishing touches on this series against the Crimson. as my game feed has cut out. I have no visual. It is back here, ladies and gentlemen. It wouldn't be an esports broadcast without the littlest bit of guff here, as the Crimson are looking for an equalizing goal here, but a good bit of defense. Get over, rotating back over, and now trying to clear the ball with Slothish right there. They may have an opportunity on goal, but there is the Crimson defense collapsing in on the ball. Solid bit of defending right there, as they are able to potentially find a clear. Big demo right there.
Ooh, but here, this is where the Loggers are dangerous. Looking for the double touch over top. It says transition play, and Crimson was awkwardly positioned defensively. They keep getting caught out in these transition plays. Speaking of transitions, here's one back the other way. Wow, look at those comms. Sloth goes up, Becky over the top, and you see Sloth pull off. That's part of why the Loggers are doing such a great job here, is their communication and their team chemistry has been excellent. Becky looking for one, and it's off the post. Wow.
Wow. Becky very nearly with another signature goal, in a day full of fantastic goals for them. Looking so good. Opportunity here for the Crimson. They can't quite find the angle on the ball, can't quite find the handle onto it. Can the defense find a clear? Not for the time being. The Crimson going to keep possession. There it is! Get over, sneaks one in the left half.
Wow, get over, thinking get over at Alabama Crimson at the top of the leaderboard here. That one, wow, that could not have been more post and gone in. That was just barely scraping through, threading the needle between the defender and the post.
Absolutely thread the needle. A beautiful goal, and that will put the Loggers up 2-0 here. The Crimson, they've been put between a rock and a hard place. Can't quite find the offense here, and they are not trying to walk home with their first loss of the season. Lars, what do they have to do the remainder of this game, as it looked like they were going to give up another solid opportunity on goal there?
They need to figure out a way to crack this. Oh, wow. Speaking of crack, there, Sloth throws one to the side, but wow, and they had a wide open opportunity to put this away. Find a way to crack this team chemistry of the Loggers. Get some bumps, get some demos, disrupt those rotations, and shut down some of those passing lanes to disrupt the offensive end. On the defensive side, settle down in some of these transition plays. Don't get panicked, and manage your spacing on the field a little bit better to try to take away some of these shooting opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Take away the shooting opportunities. As much as you need to score, you also need to prevent the Loggers from putting more points on the board, making this near unreachable. The Crimson Tide trying to find something on offense here. Could this be the look that they were looking for? Not too promising, as some solid defense comes through from the Loggers. They are just everywhere all at the same time tonight on defense, especially in this game so far. The Loggers looking like they are ready to give the Crimson Tide that first L. They are so close.
Well, as you can see, we're within that 90-second mark. The Loggers have a bigger advantage this time than they did last time, and you can see them in these transitions. They just look like they have no pressure in the world. They're so happy, so eager to just let a player leak out up top and just send a pass up and really not even try to follow it up, because they know either it's going to score or they've got two players back to try to catch up on whatever kind of transition Alabama Crimson can throw back the other way.
Yeah, they've got to find a score right here. They don't get it there. The defense whips. This could be a solid look. Oh, wonders. Can't get it go. There's Buck on the back end trying to clean it up, but Slothish is able to clear to the other end. The Crimson keeping this possession alive right here, setting it up to Buck. Lays it off the top. The follow through. Can't get there before the defense does. Slothish with a goal right there. Lincoln Land Community College Loggers go up 3-0.
Wow. The Loggers here. How else would you expect them to score? Quick transition play, pass up field, touch under the net. Every time for the Loggers out here, doing an excellent job, taking advantage of those transition plays. Something to note here as the clock ticks down, and barring an absolutely insane comeback, it looks like Lincoln, there's another one. Lincoln Land's going to take a victory here in 4. What a transition play. But quick reminder, for those that haven't been paying attention here, Schmerier is not a normal player for the Alabama Crimson team. This is a sub. So if you are thinking, hey, Alabama Crimson dropped to Lincoln Land Community College, hey, maybe we've got a better shot, we can come in and walk all over them. Yeah, hold your horses. These are still going to be extremely solid teams and a team to look out for.
Very much so. This team's still very talented, but tonight the Loggers are getting the best of them. 10 seconds on the clock, and this one is firmly out of reach. A 4-goal lead for these Loggers. Buck trying to find something, make that final score look a little less bad. Wonders trying to get it to go. Slothish playing it down, and there you have it. Welcome to the wild, wild Western Conference, where no undefeated team is safe. The Alabama Crimson will fall to the Lincoln Land Community College Loggers.
Well, not only is no undefeated team safe, and this being the Wild West, it's going to get a little bit wilder. This puts us now at a 3-way tie for the top of the conference here between Lincoln Land, Alabama, Huntsville, and Alabama Crimson. So we are just in an interesting mix-up here. But congratulations to Lincoln Land Community College for handing Alabama Crimson their first loss of the season and doing it in pretty convincing manner. We see a lot of these series here that end in this 3-1 score line or a 3-0 score line, and we see, we have to qualify it because it was a bunch of very, very close games, and it's like, hey, that series score doesn't really allude to how close this series was. And while these teams did a good job of keeping the action close, the end game score lines weren't. Lincoln Land did an excellent job of, especially here in game number 4, kind of running away with it.
Yeah, that emphatic game 4 win, winning 4-0, had to feel so good, especially talking about your one loss in the season coming from another team from Alabama. Gotta feel a bit cathartic just to stick it to a whole state like that. Oh, just getting that win. Good. Lars, who is your standout player? What is your takeaway player from this series? A lot of good things to look at. Slotfish, great performance. Becky as well, some pretty signature moments. And get over, I mean, the whole team put in a lot of effort.
Yeah, this whole team is a very solid, very well-balanced team, and that's something to note here, is having that team balance is so critical to getting a victory. I think we're going to go ahead and call and Get Over to get on over here and get in for a nice little interview. But like you said, everybody huge contributions. I know we said Becky's name a lot. It looked like all of those upfield passes found Becky. Slothish doing an excellent job defending that back wall, keeping that ball away from those shooting lanes and getting some feeds upfield themselves. And then obviously Get Over happened to be on the sending end of a lot of those Becky connections and the receiving end for a few goals themselves. So Get Over, I think, kind of a standout player in that transition gameplay, that middle of that transition being oh so critical.
Yeah, oh so critical indeed. The transition game being oh so critical to almost every single one of their goals. Just being able to capitalize on some mistakes from the Crimson Tide and being able to just transfer those into some free goals. Some fantastic looks at the minimum was the name of the game all day long for the Loggers, who, as we said, were able to walk away with a bit of a signature win for them on the year.
Yeah, there's a huge win for them. It's going to give them, like we said, the mental game, good confidence going forward. I think part of what happened here, I'm gonna touch on it because we could do this now. We spent a lot of time with the Lincoln Loggers on the attack here. A lot of the Loggers were so aggressive downfield, and they did such an excellent job containing that ball down in Alabama Crimson's end. We could watch that develop in real time, tracking that data, saying, hey, look, they're getting these advantages because they're on the attack so often. But speaking of being on the attack, Get Over has gotten on over here. I know I just said that pun already now twice. Welcome in, Get Over. Congratulations on taking down the undefeated Alabama Crimson. And just real quick off the bat, what are your thoughts on this win?
Well, we certainly don't want to lose another series because the last one really did something to us, especially to me. I mean, I'm one of those aggressive toxic players that just does not like losing. And so I just knew that, we have to step up our game, especially since our first loss, our second loss, I mean.
Yeah, this is, but you touched on it right there, the mental game. It's all in the mental game. So we talked about it a little bit, confidence going forward. Coming into this series, what was the confidence like? What were your thoughts on going up against an undefeated team?
Well, we knew we definitely had to switch something up from the last series that we lost. I think me playing more defense and looking out for passes in midfield would probably be our best solution. And whenever somebody hits the ball, one of us has to just follow up no matter what. We can't give away the ball.
Yeah, well, you guys did such an excellent job in this transition.
Lars, you take it.
I'm going to finish off my thoughts here because because I'm special and I want to. No, you guys did not just in the attacking end, but those transitions were so excellent. I'll let Ethan go ahead and pick your mind on those transition plays. That's something that gets me giddy. So.
Yeah, I was gonna let Lars take it away for the X's and O's. I've got one broad question. If Lars has any technical stuff, he can get back to you because that is the brain behind this broadcast. I just am loud and to talk a lot. You talked about the mentality coming out of a loss, and I thought as you said we don't want to lose another series moving forward. Is this a prediction? Are you going to run the table for the remainder of the year? This is a big statement win coming against Bama. Who scares you? Who's got next?
Ooh, well, I mean, we're definitely looking to get our revenge on Alabama Huntsville, and so we'll definitely be looking out for them. But until then, I mean, we're trying to leave a record. I mean, we're 0-30 or 0-25 in the NJ, and we just want to keep on going, leave our legacy behind undefeated. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Amazing stuff, Lars. Do you have anything else for this? She's absolutely phenomenal performer tonight.
Well, I don't think I want to hold him too much longer. I know there's plenty of celebrating to be done back with his teammates. So we just go ahead and let Get Over go. Thank you for coming out and talking with us, and congratulations on your win. Well, as Get Over hops out of here, I know we have some other things that are very important to mention going forward. And I think you had a little special message just for us.
I do have a special message. You know, performances like this don't get coverage like this without sponsors like MetaPro Gaming. They're a full-service esport management development consulting company. Meta provides esport coaching, college esports management, arena design, and equipment. You can visit them at metapro.gg to learn more. And man, extra thankful to the sponsors tonight because like I said, we don't get to see this if they don't give us some money. So man, what a performance we saw. What a series. Lars, do you have anything else to say before we take a quick break?
Oh, I absolutely do. We have more exciting Champions Division action coming up after our break. So make sure you stick around and make sure you show some love to people that love us, all of our sponsors, MetaPro Gaming, and the sponsors you're going to see in a second here when we run a short ad. And on the other side of that ad break, Bethel University versus Northern Kentucky in the Wild West here. Stick around. We'll be right back.
It's going to be a good one.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.